outside. So she'd have to put on her snow boots in Alaska, go out there to go to the outhouse, trudge back through the snow, come back inside. And she would sing in all these Eskimo villages. And so when she came down to the lower 48 is what they call the 48 states down below. They call us the lower 48. And I was living in San Diego, and they rented this house that had an outdoor deck, and she couldn't sleep indoors, so we would sleep on a mattress. She would drag it on a deck, and she was braver than I was, and I'd be like, I'm scared out here. So, anyways, we ended up writing this song together. You have no idea. It became this huge hit, and the checks were coming to my mom and dad's house. I didn't even have an address. I was playing outside on the streets, and then once this became popular, they invited me inside. So here's the song we wrote together. I hear the clock is 6 a.m. I feel so far from where I've been. I got my eggs, I got my pancakes too. Got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks, make a smiling face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots out of the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last for so long. Even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. I called my mom, but she was out for a while. I consoled a cup of coffee, but it didn't want to talk. Picked up the paper, it was more bad news. More hearts being broken, people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, but it wasn't the same. It was happy, I was sad. Made me miss you, oh so bad, 'cause dreams last for so long. Even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Go about my business and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Oh yeah. This song would have never become a hit if it weren't for Jewel, because when we were writing it, I said, you were meant for me. And then I said, how about, but I hate your guts for what you did. And she goes, no, we are not going to Poltzerize this song. Poltzerize became a verb, an adjective, I guess, an adjective for describing. I would always have somebody murdered in the song, or something bad would happen. Just a bad rhyme of a terrible thing that happens. So she goes, we're not Poltzerizing this song. And I go, you were meant for me and I was meant for you. That's bullshit. And then she goes, come on, it's gonna be good. Because I had come up with a guitar lick and the chorus part and everything. And she goes, I go, okay. She goes, just trust me, will you? And sometimes when somebody else says to you, just trust me, you have to. So I looked at Jewel in the eyes and I was like, all right. So we came back from Mexico, and we had written this song down, and imagine this, it was on these napkins from like a bar in a hotel. And the napkins were all wrinkled up, and they almost blew out of my Isuzu Trooper. It was in the early 90s.
That's funny in itself.
the lyrics were blowing around. I go, let him go. This song sucks. And Jewel goes, no, this is a cool song. It was like the winning freaking lottery ticket, people. If anybody ever makes my life story into a documentary, somebody needs to play me younger going, let it go, so the audience can go, no. So, we had written this other song called Food Stamp Love, and I was like, that's the hit. And it was this song that goes, I'm sick of your food stamp love, about your lover doling out food like you're on food stamps with her love, and she's giving you some government assistance and not really giving you love. And I was like, that's the hit. And Atlantic Records was like, we don't want anything to do with food stamp love. So we recorded this record. We got to live at Neil Young's ranch, and we got Neil Young's band to play on it, except I got to play guitar because Neil really loved Jewel. So we lived at Neil Young's ranch, and it was the Stray Gators playing on this song. And we would use Neil Young's chef, and it was at this big ranch that he had that he wrote the song Old Man about. So we're there, and the chef was named Cookie. And Cookie would make these amazing breakfasts. And you thought I ate a lot today? For a skinny guy, okay, I'm 6'1" and I weigh 148, but I can eat. So I would eat the biggest breakfast because I was like, shit, I may never get food again. And it was Neil Young's food. I was eating like 10 blueberry pancakes, 3 eggs, bacon, sausage, anything. I would eat the whole thing. So they couldn't believe how much food I could eat. So they started weighing me before breakfast and after we were done, before we went in the studio to record this hit song. And then they would go, that was a 4.5 pounder. It was so cool. So the song ends up becoming this big hit, and Jewel goes, and we didn't know, like she got signed to Atlantic Records, but what are the odds it's gonna break big? And she goes, will you be in the video with me and not wear a shirt? Now you guys, I'm skinny. And I was like, yeah, who's ever gonna see this? Oh, only everybody on MTV? Because it's the early 90s and it's played every hour and on VH1. So wherever I went, in the early, like around 1996, I guess, yeah, mid-90s, people would recognize me. Back then they go, and I'd always hear them whispering, that's the dude from the Jewel video. Hey, dude, that's the dude from the Jewel video. No, they didn't think I wrote it or anything. They just thought I was like the guy from the Jewel. That's the dude that looks really shitty with his shirt off. So I would go to games, like I lived in San Diego, and I loved the San Diego Chargers, and now the LA Chargers, but the Chargers were my team, so I'll go to football games to see the Chargers play. I'm like a sports fanatic, anything. Soccer, the whole thing, World Cup, I act like I'm an expert, everything. Like, I feel like I know everything about Messi. And my wife always goes, I don't need Messi, I have my own Messi. Anyways. So I was at the San Diego Chargers game at the height of this video, and the Chargers were playing the Raiders. And so it was at Qualcomm Stadium, which doesn't even exist anymore. So we're at Qualcomm, it was called Jack Murphy Stadium back then. So we're there, and they would cut off the beer sales at the end of the third quarter because the fans would get so drunk, and especially when you played the Raiders, it was like a huge gang fight. So those two teams hated each other. So I was in line, and there was these 3 Hells Angels guys that were Raiders fans. And they had those vests on, the Hells Angels vests, and they had tattooed spider webs on their elbows, which means I think you killed somebody, and they had tears tattooed on their face. And they were the scariest looking bikers I'd ever seen. And I was so scared, and I was standing in line, and I was behind them. And one of them had his girlfriend with him, the biker chick. And so then behind me were these 3 guys from Kentucky that were just like out, they're tourists, and they're like, we're from Kentucky. And I was like, oh my God, rocking a hard place here. So I'm just waiting so I can get like 3 beers before they cut off the beer sales. And then all of a sudden I see the Hells Angels girlfriend go, I can see her mouse to me. And then the 3 Hells Angels guys go like this. He goes, that is the dude from the Jewel video. And then the guys from Kentucky go, that is the guy from the Jewel video. And they were behind me. So I didn't know what to do. And the guy goes, My old lady thinks you look hot without a shirt on. She wants to know if you'll sign her breast. And I was looking at the other guy, and then I go to him. No, I don't want to, because you'll shank me. And that was the first time I ever used the word shank. And I just totally went in like I was like a prison expert. And he goes, I said, sign my old lady's breast, boy. So then I was like, I'm going to change the subject. So I go, let's play 20 questions. And then the dudes from Kentucky behind me go, what's 20 questions? And I go, well, you write down a word or a phrase, and these guys will have 20 questions to guess what it is. This beer line's long, and so the Kentucky dude goes, all right, I'll be your partner. So he writes down donkey dick. And we got the word in, and then the first Hells Angel guy goes, his first question goes, is it edible? And then the guy from Kentucky goes, I guess it is. And then the second Hells Angel goes, is it donkey dick? Then we bought the beers, and then I signed his old lady's breast. I didn't get shanked. I brush my teeth, I put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave it out. I pick a book up, turn the sheets down, take a drink and a good look around. Put on my PJs and I hop into bed. I'm half alive but I feel mostly dead. I tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think anymore tonight, 'cause dreams last for so long. Even after you're gone, I know you love me, I know you love me. Soon I know you will see. Soon you will see. You were meant for me. You were meant for me. And I was meant for you. It's really, really nice what you're doing, but it's like got a little, it's tentative, which I understand, because you're out there and you don't want to get louder than the other person, and that's totally cool. But what I'm hoping is this song has a resurgence and gets used in like a Will Ferrell movie, and it's one where he relapses and he gets up and sings it at a karaoke bar, and he's naked. So pretend you're in the audience, and take two. Dreams last so long.